Victor Stone, or Cyborg, is one of the better characters that DC has, in my opinion. But I feel as though he is kind of left at the wayside just a bit too much. While he doesn't have many alternate versions, some of the ones that do exist are just absolutely awesome. I'm Adam Andrews with Top 10 Nerd, and this is the top 10 most powerful cyborg variants. Let me know down below what your favorite cyborg moments are, and maybe we will make a list about them. Maybe. Number 10. DCeased. After the Justice League defeated Darkseid, he somehow managed to discreetly abduct Cyborg and take him to his homeworld of Apocalypse. There, it was revealed that a half of the anti-life equation was contained inside Cyborg. Darkseid sought to merge the half of the equation inside Cyborg with the half he already possessed, but DCeased warned that combining the two halves inside Cyborg would likely kill him. But Darkseid don't curse, so he tried to do it anyways, which resulted in a corrupted anti-life equation that became a techno-organic virus and infected Darkseid. Darkseid, upset, shot this infected Cyborg back to Earth, where he automatically connected to the World Wide Web, instantly infecting every single person who was using it with the virus, and chaos immediately erupted. While he kind of unintentionally put a zombie-like plague on the world, he did try to save it in the end. Keyword try. Number 9. Aquaborg. In Superman Batman issues 60 and 61, we're introduced to the Justice Titans, and in case it wasn't obvious, this is indeed a mashed together version of both the Justice League and the Teen Titans, which in my mind makes things kind of complicated since Cyborg is a main part of both after Flashpoint. Aquaborg himself seems to be a mix of Aquaman and Cyborg, as his name is Arthur Stone. We don't really see him do anything specifically worth mentioning other than fighting Batman and an amalgamated Doomsday and Deathstroke called Doomstroke. Number 8. Earth 3839. In this alternate universe appearing in Superman and Batman Generations 2, number 4, Cyborg, well, he's a bit of a chump. During a confrontation with Metallo, this Earth's Alexander Luthor, Cyborg gets completely immobilized by an EMP and had to be carried to safety by the other heroes, who included Jay West the Flash, Clark Wayne, a superpowered Nightwing, Janet Hall as Black Hawk, and Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Unfortunately, there isn't really much more to say about this one. He was kind of poo, but at least the story was cool. Number 7. DCEU Cyborg. Played excellently by Ray Fisher, the movie version of Cyborg seen in Justice League initially refused to join the team, though after his father was captured, he voluntarily pitches in and he successfully saves his father from the hands of Steppenwolf. When Superman returned, his offensive system kicked in and he attacked Superman, which triggered the Man of Steel to fight the Justice League, which was a really cool moment. Cyborg also played a super important role in the final act, where he began to separate the mother boxes that had formed the Unity. And of course, with the help of Superman, he succeeded, since no one in this universe can do anything without Henry Cavill, apparently. Thankfully, Cyborg has a substantially larger role in Zack Snyder's massive Justice League director's cut, which delves deeper into his backstory and his strained relationship with his father. I kind of hope we get to see Ray Fisher reprise the role at some point. Number 6. Flashpoint Cyborg. When Barry Allen Flash goes back in time to try and save his mom, he royally messes up the timeline, pretty much changing the whole DC universe. In this newly created timeline called Flashpoint, Cyborg is America's greatest hero in place of Superman, based out of Detroit. When the Amazons and the Atlanteans go to war with each other, Cyborg tries to gather a group of Earth's superhumans to help stop the conflict that has already ravaged half of Europe. But thanks to Thomas Wayne, this timeline's Batman, refusing to join up, nobody else wanted to join his group either. But then superstar Barry Allen shows up and convinces Wayne otherwise, and the three set off to gather together an army and save the day. Number 5. Robotman. This version of our favorite cybernetic hero comes from the Kingdom Come universe. In this storyline, Victor Stone actually becomes fully integrated with his robotics, losing his physical humanity in the process. But thanks to this being the future, technology is a little bit more advanced and he becomes made up of a liquid metal, all Terminator T-1000 style. Since he can shape his form in any way he wants, he chooses to look as human as possible, at least in shape. He's still all super shiny liquid metal, so it doesn't really work out fully, but... Victor then joined the Superman's Justice League to combat the rogue metahumans, taking the name Robotman. Unfortunately though, he met his end in the Gulag with a large group of other heroes. Number 4. Cyborg 2.0. Okay, so this one involves time travel, which I hate, but alas, here we are. So basically, the Teen Titans end up traveling to the 31st century to help out the Legion of Superheroes, and on their way back, they end up 10 years in their future, and they encounter an alternate timeline version of themselves who have become a fascist crime-fighting force. The Titans came back and vowed to never become that future, so they split up to avoid it. Only, that is the exact thing that caused this future to occur in the first place. Victor was one of the first to turn to the dark side, and he created the Titans East, and also caused the Phantom limbs to appear. He also had this really cool slimmed down look. It was kind of awesome, but he was evil, so you can't really take a side, sorry. Number 3. Injustice Cyborg. In this timeline, just like most of the other heroes, Cyborg had a very similar life to his main Earth counterpart. That is, up until Superman went bonkers. Once Superman established his regime, Cyborg kind of became Superman's Boy Scout. He was very dedicated to Superman, which is not what I would have expected, honestly. He was Superman's guy in the chair and helped him out quite a bit. Honestly, Cyborg was kind of really lame in this story. He gets defeated and incapacitated a lot. The best one though was when Batman revealed there had been a virus that he implanted in Cyborg when they first met, and just had it in his back pocket for whenever he would need it. Number 2. Murder Machine. Yes, there is a Batman Cyborg hybrid who is part of the Batman Who Laughs Dark Knights, and yes, he is terrifyingly awesome. Murder Machine first appears in Dark Days the Casting in the Dark Multiverse Earth -44. On this world, this evil Batman Cyborg comes about after the passing of Alfred Pennyworth in the Batcave by a group of Batman's villains. As Bruce Wayne's father figure and closest friend, Bruce took this loss hard, and he blamed himself. He asked Cyborg to make an Alfred Cyborg AI called Alfred Protocol in order to help Bruce like Alfred used to do when he was alive. Unfortunately, like most AI in fiction, it went mad with its directive of protecting Batman. It spread like a virus, took down all the villains, then all the heroes, and even took over Batman's body since it didn't believe that Batman could protect himself well enough. And Batman just didn't want to be separated from Alfred, so he was kinda cool with it too. And in at number 1 is Grid. As with a lot of these alternate Justice League variants, we gotta turn to Earth 3 for at least one. After the Cyborg of Earth 3 gained his abilities, he realized that he could monitor all superhuman beings, but he didn't want to invade their privacy directly. So instead, he let secondary subsystems within his software do the privacy invading itself. He called this the Grid. Unfortunately though, this Grid managed to grow and learn from hackers and viruses throughout the world, so that it grew into a neural network that then developed into full consciousness with some help from Atomica, who used it against the Justice League and brought it with her to the Crime Syndicate of America. Grid now used Cyborg's parts and body to give itself its own body. Essentially, it took over the body of Cyborg, gaining all of his powers but with none of his humanity. It's very, very, very scary. And that's all the time I have for you, nerds. I've been Adam Andrews with Top 10 Nerds. Stay safe, and you know what? Peace out, nerds.